Yo guys, I'm HP, this is Dr. Pink. Today's topic is Joe Pass Blues Guitar Chords Solo. Quite a complicated title for something really cool. Before we get started, make sure to subscribe to my channel, hit the notification button, and also join the HP Crazy Guitar Academy. So what are we talking about today? I'll show you. And so on. So I'm gonna show you a chord solo in the Joe Pass style over a regular 12-bar jazz blues in F. And first I'm just gonna show the chords, which are really easy to grab also for, you know, if you're just starting with jazz guitar, but then we're gonna also talk about the whole theory behind it and what you can take out even more out of this tutorial. That will be the second part, so let's get started. As already said, we are doing a regular 12-bar jazz blues in F. That means we have the following chords. We have 1 bar of F7, 1 bar of B flat 7, 2 bars of F7. Then we have 2 bars of B flat 7, 1 bar of F7, 1 bar of D7, 1 bar of G minor 7, 1 bar of C7, and then we have a turnaround with F7 to D7 to G minor 7 to C7. So that will be the regular way to play these chords, but since we are doing jazz, we are using the specific jazz guitar chords as heard in the style of Joe Pass. So what are we doing there? First we need to analyze. I just show you the chords first, and we do the theory after that for those among you who are not really interested in theory. So now we replace the F7, this one here, with this. This is an F9. We replace the B flat 7, the regular one, with this one here. That's a really cool one. This one is probably a bit hard to grab, but it's really cool. This is a B7, B9 13. So okay, and also we can also switch between the B9 13 and the B flat 9 13. So we play 1 bar this and the other bar this. Then we have F7 again. Then we have this movement down to D7. We play this one here. And this is a D7, sharp 9 flat 13. Then we play this one here. You notice we're always playing on the top 4 strings. That's the way it's done. This one is a G minor 9, bar here in the 3rd, pinky in the 5th, and then we make this movement up here. And these 2 chords are just connecting chords, you know, it's to C13, and in this case we're taking this one here, a bar here in the 8, 9, 10, and the high E string is again on the 8. And then we have the turnaround again with F9 here, 7th fret, 8, 8, 8, to D7, to G minor 7, and at the end we're not using the top C7, we are using this one here, which is basically the same shape as the F7, just a different one. This is a C913. Now let's put this into the whole thing. First of all, you just lay down the chords on the bars. I'll show you. So 1, F, B flat, F, B flat 2 bars. Now the other one, F to D, G minor, C, turn around. So that's quite simple. Now we want to make it a little bit cooler, and we add some kind of solo style inside those chords. So you can play kind of rhythm stuff. So I play these with finger picking, but you can also play it with chicken pick. That would be something like this. But Joe Pass played with the fingers. So you can play, then you use the pick as the thumb and the remaining 3 fingers as the remaining fingers. Now we're gonna do kind of a rhythm. That will be this, something like 1, 2, 3, 4. So we play, we just lay it down and then we make a little rhythm, and therefore we first play the bass, then the upper part, and then we add the full chord. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, and 3, 4. And we make this kind of rhythms, which is really cool. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we make this figure here. And that's a really common thing, that you make, spice up the whole thing by just sliding chromatically in the chord again. So 1, you go down to E9 and you slide back to F9. Okay. Then we go again here. As I said, we have the alteration here. We have from this one here, first bar, this one the second bar. Gives a really nice vibe. And now we're going back to F7, and now we make the movement down with the chord 1, 2 to E9 to E flat 9 to D7 sharp 9 flat 13, which is really simple to grab, but you just need to understand the theory behind it. And now G minor 9, and we have this movement. These are, how you say, these are all stacked fourths, So it's kind of a fourth chord, and that sounds really cool, and it's not really defined, so you don't give it a name, but you use these ones here. You can use them as movement in to move from one position to the other. In this case, we want to come from here to here. So we use these chords to get up here. And when you check the top note, which is the melody is just doing this. It's doing this, and you add the chords below. And then we do, what are we doing here now? We have first C13, and then we do this. Here we did a so-called alteration. That's a way to create more tension into a chord progression. Specifically, you do it on the fifth, in the blues in F, on the C, you do the alterations. Also the D7 here is also an alteration, but here we first do no alteration, then we want to create more tension, and we do the alteration with this chord shape. This is now a C sharp 9 flat 13 to C flat 9 flat 13, and then we go to F again. In this case, we have the melody line makes like this. So That's what the melody is doing. Now let's do this now. Oh, the turnaround. That we don't alter much, so. So you can use this either when you comp in a trio just with drum and bass and you're the only chord instrument. You can do this as comping, or you can also do this as solo parts. Now I want to add a little theory part at the end of this tutorial, which is really very useful. You probably already noticed that the chord shapes are not really hard to grab. So, and they repeat themselves. So like the F9, we also had that one here on the C9, C7, flat 9, flat 13. Or this one here, we also had this up here. So we have this chord shape, which is basically is the same chord shape up here on the C, but here it's a C 9 13 and here it's a C sharp 9 flat 13. And that's the part which is harder than the other one, than just grabbing the chords, to understand how you interpretate the chord shapes. You know, also this one here, you could also do this one here on the D7 sharp 9 flat 13. If you do it here, same chord shape, it's a C 9 13, but the same chord shape. And that's the hard part of it, you know. So you try to learn what you're exactly doing. Like as an example, you have this chord shape here. So this is C 9 13. So you can do the same thing on the F. And also you can use like the C13 on the B flat. Instead of this one, you use this one. Or you use it as options. And this way you create chord solos, you know. Or you do. And that's the trick. The chord shapes, they don't alter much more than you already know them now, most of them. But put them into in the interpretation of each chord which is played. Sometimes it's an alteration, sometimes not. And that's the hard part of it. But then you can use these chord shapes to make any kind of stuff. Yo, did you see how many creative movements you can do with all the same chord shapes. You just have to need to put them in place, taking one shape, finding out, you know, like here we have this stands for F7, this stands for F7, this stands for F7. You could even do this one here on F, that will be here. Okay? And then you can decide if you want to do the normal one or you want to do an alteration. And that depends a little bit on the situation which you're just playing. And but if you're just with drum and bass, then you can do whatever you want. You can make alterations or the normal ones. That's up to you. Yo guys, that was Joe Pass blues guitar chord solo. I hope you have found some joy into it. Either just play the chords which I showed without any theoretical knowledge, or starting up to work you start into the theory of this and try to understand what you're doing and what your possibilities are. But of course the theme is quite complex and cannot be done in one tutorial, you know. But I'm just trying each time, you know, give little gems to open the world for you guys into theory, that you're able to start being more creative by using all the tools available. I must admit, teaching jazz guitar online is quite a challenge, because it's so complex, and there's not one way to the goal, you know, to the QAM. There are several ways, and depending on your knowledge and your current playing level, one thing is completely not understandable and the other thing is way too easy. So it's not really easy to make like general tutorials on topics in jazz guitar. However, if you want to download this backing track to practice with that one, plus the tabs of the chords which I showed you, please join the HPCrazy Guitar Academy. Please become a premium member to support all the work which me and Dr. Pink are doing for the community. And also as a premium member, you're able to open up a student blog, and there you can ask your questions about theory more in detail. If you have any things which are too complicated and you somehow cannot see behind what's going on. Good. Me and Dr. Pink are saying goodbye for today.